business requirement. But the same thing with S4HANA comes in with continuous innovation and new features and the latest technologies like AI, right? So that's what the difference I want to bring in from ECC to S4. So before we move on, what is Grow with SAP and I mean, what is the features, etc. I just wanted you to just a quick question to the audience. So when was the last time when you had gone to a tailor for a custom stitching? Anyone? All right. So I mean, see, to win today, right? So we are always looking for. I mean, most of the. I think we still do custom stitching for occasions, for special occasions, etc. But when we're talking about most of our purchases are we go to a store, we pick up a trouser, and which is coming with predefined sizes. Maybe we'll have to customize it a little bit, maybe in terms of length, etc. But otherwise, most of the feature that you have in that product when you go to a store is a more standard product, right? So so keeping this in mind, right? So we just wanted to show what is in with the public cloud, right? So when you go to an ERP as well, right? So as a product, it's a fit to gap driven, right? So typically the traditional implementations have been like you follow the ASAP methodology. You do let's say you do the business gathering, then you do your unit testing, UAT. So by the time you go to your go live, right, it typically takes 1 year, etc. Right? So that's a typical implementation method. But in S4HANA, what we are trying to say is leverage on the industry best practices. It's a ready to run ERP, right? So and you have an agile approach. We follow sprint methodologies. There are different methodologies, tools, and techniques that will help you get there faster, the implementation faster, and a prescriptive guidance through phases. So what the difference that I wanted to say is like as a product and a service, right? So S4HANA public cloud is more as a service, right? We are offering it as a service through a ready-to-run ERP than more as a product. So that's the key difference. So what suits your business, right? So if you want, see, SAP is the only company that provides cloud ERP for every business need. Like if you want to run your industry best practices, always be on the latest version with the newest innovations and want a software as a service cloud quality, then S4HANA Cloud Public Edition is the way to go, right? On the other hand, like if you want to run highly tailored processes and you want to move to cloud at your own pace, and also have a shared control of your ERP environment. So in that case, we have the S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. So there are two products. One is the S4HANA Cloud Public Edition and the S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. See, both SAP provides both options, and this allows us to provide the best solutions based on your customer needs. So if you've seen from a branding perspective, you have seen Grow with SAP and Rise with SAP, right? So Rise with SAP is SAP offering S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, and Grow with SAP is the branding that we use for S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. So these are the two brandings that we have for the two different products, right? So in today's session, what we will focus is more on what are the innovations, etc., on the S4HANA Cloud Public Edition, which we call it as Grow with SAP. So if you see traditionally what happens, we have in the ECC days, right? We have infrastructure as a service. The entire infrastructure, storage, operating system, etc., is managed by the customer, right? But in the cloud model, let's take a comparison of private cloud and public cloud. In public cloud, if you see the entire storage, server, visualization, middleware, the operating system, right? So it is managed by the SAP. It is managed by SAP, and the customer will have access to the applications and the data management through access controls. On the other hand, private edition, if you see again, it's a shared responsibility where the networking, storage, virtualization, etc. is provider managed, and customer will still have access on the runtime, data management, and the applications. So there's a key difference between the SaaS solution of S/4HANA public cloud and the private edition. So let's take some time to understand what are the key differences between the two options that we have, right? So let's talk from the system sizing approach. So S/4HANA Cloud, we provide dynamic sizing in public cloud. So based on the work processes that are required, right? Based on, let's say, if you're running a highly memory intensive job, the work processes are allocated dynamically through AI capabilities on the data center. So that's one thing. And in private cloud, what we have to do, the sizing needs to be predefined. Before you go into an implementation project, you need to do that sizing, how many documents, what's the size, etc. That's been done. That's kind of a static thing. So that's one of the key difference. From a functionality upgrade roadmap, right? So S/4HANA Public Cloud offer 2 upgrades every year. So you get one in February and in August. And the features and the new features, the continuous innovations that are bringing in all the innovations that are coming in done by the SAP will be first deployed on S/4HANA Public Cloud, and that is where it receives the latest innovations. On the other hand, in private cloud, you get upgrades once in 2 years. So that's a key difference, right? So the latest innovations are always delivered in public cloud first. I want to emphasize on that. And from an upgrade responsibility, right? SAP manages the entire upgrade for public cloud, and it's a shared responsibility between customer and SAP in terms of private cloud. And from a system configuration perspective, so in public cloud, we have something called a CBC, or a central business configuration. So it's like a separate tenant where you do your configurations and transport it to your dev, test, and your production. But let's say in private cloud, we have the SPRO IMG capable. That's the traditional way that we do the configuration. Just to move on from a development type, right? So I'm not covering all the points, but I just talk about from a deployment type. So public cloud, when you want to deploy public cloud, it's always a new implementation. But in private cloud, we have we can do a brownfield or a greenfield, a brownfield conversion or a greenfield implementation as well. Extensibility, both from an extensibility, when I mean customization. So both public cloud and private cloud offers customizations inbuilt. In public cloud, you have certain whitelisted body. We have to use that, or we have to use a BTP layer for your extensions, right? So in public cloud, the third-party add-ons, right, or partner templates, they're available via SAP stores. But in private cloud, it can be directly deployed in the instance. So these are, very broad, high-level, key differences between what is this public cloud and private cloud. And there's also a link for the roadmap for both the products, right? Right. So let us talk about what innovations what are the innovations that public cloud brings in. Let's talk about what are the comfort features, right? So when you talk about comfort, the first thing is about how do you simplify your everyday work, right? How can you make your work simple, collaborative, and AI enabled experience, right? So when the simplification starts, when an ERP when we have an ERP that is easy to use, which is intuitive, personalized, and intelligent, collaborative with mobile experience. So that's what. Let's have a look at about how the new age UI looks, right? So here, this is a landing screen of S/4HANA Public Cloud. So here users can get their own personalized layout. So you get, when you log in, you get these situation handling. So these are situations which requires immediate attention. You can personalize your own layouts. Let's say, for example, you can You can let's say, for example, create your own layouts. You can group in your favorite apps, etc. And we can also have the sorry. So we can also have, let's say, for example, the quick access of the most recent transactions. And we can search the entire thing, right? Long gone those T code, the days where you remember T codes. Now you can search everything. Let's say, for example, you want to create a sales order. You just say create sales order, and you can search on the search bar, and it gives you, it'll take you to the transaction. And you have tabs to navigate to detailed transaction. Let's say, for example, you want to check for, let's say, order fulfillment management, right? If you click on this, it gives you the tabs for the detailed transaction. You get notifications here. Yeah, you get these notifications. Let's say, for example, if there's any alerts, etc., you get notified by the users. And let's say we can also access the learning assets and the community access through the help icon here, right? So this is a completely new age UI, and makes you to simplify your ways of working, right? So simple also means having mobile access for your people, so that you can work on the go, right? So today, like, it's not necessary that you have to log into your laptops, etc. So let's say, for example, you want to approve a sales order or a purchase order, etc., right? So you want to have a mobile application while you're on the go, you can approve it. So let's have a quick look at a short video on how to use this mobile access. So you saw that how easy it is. Let's say, for example, in terms of approving a purchase order, or let's say any key metrics like sales order fulfillment, etc. See, all these dashboards, these workflow approvals can be enabled on mobile as well. So that's how it is. So I also want to show you a little, like, from a KPI and analytics perspective of how you can leverage dashboards, etc., which are pre-built on S/4HANA Public Cloud. So here, this is if you see in this particular screen, right? We have logged in as a group accountant. Now we are using this Fiori app called Group Financial Statements. So here, let's say, for example, you can view all the data, right? Let's say, for example, you have these you have different tabs, right? From to you the consolidated balance sheet, or profit and loss for a function of expense or cash flow. So you can have multiple different variant based on the rules that you're using. So let's say, for example, here we have spoken about how view the consolidated balance sheet as for a particular closing year. So it will give that on the fly. You can also do a comparison between what was the numbers last year and what is the number with current year with some percentage differences. So these are all the pre-built dashboards that are available, that are offered as a part of S/4HANA Public Cloud offering itself. Now, let's say if you move to the profit and loss example, right? So in this, you can view the profit margins of, let's say, we are looking for the profit margin for a particular quarter, and for this particular, we can also see, what are the waterfall diagram for that particular from a profit and loss expense, right? So these are all. This is just from a finance perspective. So even from a sales or from a procurement, manufacturing perspective, there are predefined KPIs and dashboards that are available out of the box in S/4HANA Public Cloud, right? So that's from a comfort perspective, right? So let's talk about control perspective. We spoke about simplification of your day-to-day work. Now we'll talk about how simple or how can we simplify collaborating with your peers and employees as well, right? So in S/4HANA Public Cloud, so we have something called a situation management. So situation handling. So let's say, for example, any alerts, etc., right? How can you immediately address that so that you can focus on much more, focused on other activities, right? So let's have a quick look at a video of how situation handling is managed in S/4HANA Public Cloud.
Running a business is always unpredictable. Every day, organisations all over the world face an ever-changing range of issues and challenges across key areas of the business. From supply chain hold-ups that lead to manufacturing disruptions, to delayed deliveries that upset customers. Late payment of invoices that lead to cash flow difficulties, or sales quotes that reach their expiry dates without converting into deals. The list is endless. But whatever their scale, importance, and urgency, one thing is certain. How your business deals with these situations will have a direct impact on process efficiency, financial performance, customer satisfaction, and employee productivity and morale. Situation handling is an integrated automation capability in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. It proactively detects business issues that require attention, notifies the right expert where action is required, and guides the user through the resolution process, freeing up time to focus on higher value tasks. Whatever issues you're facing, situation handling in SAP S/4HANA Cloud can be easily adapted to your specific business processes. Simply choose from a wide range of standard situation templates and adapt them to fit your needs. Or if you prefer, you can also create your own use cases. Detect and respond more quickly to exceptional circumstances in your business to increase process efficiency, save time and resources, free your employees from mundane and repetitive tasks, make faster and more accurate decisions, and improve your customer experience. Activate situation handling in SAP S/4HANA Cloud today.
So that's how you can see an example of situation handling here. So a sales quotation has been generated by the sales reps. Now there is an expiry date to a quotation, right? So we can maintain the threshold in the system and say that any sales quotation which is like within certain number of days, you can create a situation like that. So what happens? This comes as a exception to the user as soon as they log in. They say that, this particular sales quotation is going to expire in 3 days. So the action can be taken on that based on these exceptions only, right? So it's an exception handling mechanism. So that's how this situation handling works. This is just an example of sales quotation. Let's say you can also apply this in procurement. Let's say you have converted, you have created a PR but not converted to PO, right? So let's say we can say that within 3 days if the PR is not converted to PO, you can create a situation handling. So when it goes to the procurement department, all these exceptions will go and they can take actions based on these exceptions. So there are various examples, use cases for situation handling, but just giving you two widely used examples here for situation handling. Right. So the situation handling can also be enabled on your mobile as well. Let's say if there's any number of tasks that are coming, right? Let's say leave request or let's say approving of PR, etc. This can be monitored on your smartwatches as well. So from your mobile, and you can also use it on your smartwatches. So next we talk about collaboration. So how we can collaborate with our peers and managers. So if you see here in this example, we are having an example where there is a lot of sales returns coming from customers. So as a sales manager, right? So you can grab this exception. Let's say these are the return orders that are coming from your customers. You can grab this and you can easily collaborate. If you see here, you can share via Microsoft Teams as a chat. You can share it with your peers or the group of peers and say that, these are your customer orders which are coming, the returns for these customer orders. So quickly, it's very easy way of collaborating rather than sending an email, etc. with all the details. You can take you can directly collaborate using Microsoft Teams. Like, this is an example of a sales order. Similarly, in terms of procurement or finance, right? If there's any exceptions, etc., you can share that via Teams to your peers, right? So this is a way how we do the collaboration, right? So now let's say if you want to, let's say, share a particular KPIs or dashboard, let's say you want to share last 3 years of sales history of a particular product category, right? So you can take that snippet and you can also share that. Also, let's say, for example, if you want to have a workflow, right? So let's say you want to do a credit limit request, you want to increase the credit limit or decrease the credit limit, you can take a snippet of it and directly send this via Teams. So this is tightly integrated with S/4HANA, so they can click on the approve or the reject option here, and that directly gets updated in S/4HANA. So it makes the collaboration part a lot more easier, right? So let's talk about, we spoke about comfort, control, collaborate, and how we have the co-pilot or we have something called the Joule, which is embedded as a part of the S/4HANA public cloud itself. So it's a new AI co-pilot that truly understands your business, and it revolutionizes how you interact with your system. Let's say using NLP, right, natural language processing, you can ask any questions and it searches the data within the system and gives you the output. So let's have a look at how we can use Joule here.
Meet Joule, the AI co-pilot that truly understands your business. Joule revolutionizes how you interact with your SAP business systems, making every touchpoint count and every task simpler. From finance, procurement, supply chain, human resources, and more, Joule is by your side. Simplify access to information and automate business processes by simply asking Joule. Instantly retrieve information from existing documents, navigate to the functionality you're looking for, and get assistance in efficiently completing tasks. Request, update, or change a new position quickly from your fingertips and get approval to post it. Joule helps you get work done faster with more insights and better outcomes while maintaining full control over decisions and data.
So you saw how easy it is to ask a question and then retrieve the information within the system, and you can also create, let's say, job postings. I mean, it triggers that workflow, etc. That's one thing. Next, I wanted to emphasize is on the embedded AI functionalities which are a part of the S/4HANA public cloud. So across these different processes of finance, supply chain, procurement, human resource, etc. Right? These are embedded AI capabilities which are in public cloud. So let's take an example of, let's say, predictive delivery processing, right? So looking at your historical delivery dates from your customers, right? So the AI capability automatically predicts the dates of your next delivery. Or let's say, for example, demand-driven replenishment, right? So you have let's say, for example, a big BOM, right? Multi-level BOM. And how can I maintain what is the ideal level of buffer for each of the components, based on my average daily usage, based on my lead time variability from the suppliers, etc. Right? So we have this which is inbuilt, which is in form of demand-driven replenishment, and also we have something called a use case of slow-moving material prediction. So let's say if you're in a auto ancillary kind of industry, right? So there are certain components which are slow moving, which you have procured it and not being used, etc. Right? So the algorithm within public cloud detects it and flags them as slow moving material, so that you can take action on it, whether you can use it as a substitute for another component, as a substitute component for another product, or you want to liquidate, etc. Right? So these are the already inbuilt use cases, AI use cases that we have in S/4HANA public cloud, right? So, and we also have partnered with other small startups, etc., for enhancing this AI capabilities. So let's say I can give an example of price effects. So basically, if let's say there are multiple pricing conditions, you want to simulate your pricing, right? You want to see if this particular price, if you are having, if you set up a price for a particular product, whether that's going to be it's going to turn profitable or not, right? With AI, with ML capabilities, with this partner, with the solution of price effects, you can do multiple simulations for pricing. So let's say you have multiple, let's say it's typically used for companies where you have multiple pricing conditions, a lot of products, different pricing conditions, etc. And you want to simulate what is my optimal price for the products, right? So you can use this, you can use this particular feature which is provided by the partner price effects, and for doing price simulation. So like similarly on that, on various functions, right? Let's say in terms of customer experience or human resource or procurement, we have partnered with other partners or to provide, to enhance this AI capabilities, which will be integrated closely with your S/4HANA. So that's one thing. So the last but not least, I want to speak about the conserve part of it. So let's talk about the green ledger. A quick video on what moving towards green ledger means.
SAP has been investing in sustainability measurement for several years now. And today, we take the next step. We're announcing a new green ledger that will work with our cloud ERP to provide natively integrated financial and environmental decision-making.
Today, CFOs and chief sustainability officers need to ensure compliance with 20 times more climate regulations than they had in the past.
The great thing about sustainability now is we can account for it like we do financial accounting. And that's the big breakthrough we're talking about here at Sapphire.
One of the key things we need to be doing is understanding where we are right now, and part of that is to really come up with KPIs, producing sustainability reports, which allows us to then set ambitions and targets.
Auditors will insist on that traceability because there's so much greenwashing happening, and we need to preserve the credibility of that non-financial reporting. The implications for humankind are really, really significant.
Sorry. So one green ledger, right? So many companies today use significant amount of data. It's used on estimated or average data, right, for sustainability calculations. At SAP, we are leading this vision to establish a corporate green ledger. This vision entails companies managing sustainable business data bottoms up with actuals data rather than estimates or average data. So if you see here today, we're doing the carbon accounting based on averages. Tomorrow we're going to the hybrid carbon accounting, and then the vision is to move towards a ledger-based carbon accounting based on actuals, right? So the green ledger, as we call it, is the vision is in principle the same as the double entry accounting approach in the financial management, and allows companies to ensure the sum of emissions inflow is equals to the sum of outflows, right? So that's the vision that we have in terms of green ledger. So this is also a part of the S/4HANA public cloud offering that we have currently. So just to give you an example here, so this is a carbon footprint of various products that are being procured from multiple suppliers, right? So what happens is that, it'll help you choose, right, which is your most carbon neutral supplier for your products. Let's say if you have sourcing cocoa beans, palm oil, butter, etc. from various suppliers. So supplier wise, we can capture this carbon footprint details, and you can choose a supplier which is more carbon neutral, right? So this will help you in your sustainability goals as well, right? So how do we get started, right? So there are three ways to deploy this, right? So let's say, for example, your headquarters is on, on-prem ECC or S/4HANA private cloud edition or S/4HANA on-prem, right? And let's say you have acquired a subsidiary. In that case, or let's say you're already having a subsidiary which is running on a legacy ERP, let's say non-SAP system, a legacy ERP. So in that case, you can onboard your subsidiary on a private public cloud edition. So that's one model of deploying this, right? So when your headquarters is on ECC or S/4HANA, but you want to onboard your subsidiary or an affiliate. The second way of doing it is, let's say, for example, you have a central service. Let's say, I can give you an example of a consumer product company. Now, what happens for this particular company, right? Procures its coffee beans centrally. So across the globe, they have a central procurement process. So what happens is the entire central procurement process will be on S/4HANA public cloud, while your headquarters, etc., will be on private cloud or an ECC. So you're only moving that process of procurement to S/4HANA public cloud, which is a central service. It can be financial shared services, or it can be procurement as well, right? So that's the second way of deploying it. The third way of deploying it is on a supply chain ecosystem, right? So I can give an example of, let's say, a recent win in S/4HANA public cloud, where this is a global. It's a contract manufacturer for a global beverage company. So what is happening is this particular beverage company has multiple dealers across India, right? So, and they're all running on legacy ERP. So they want to consolidate that, and they want to bring these dealers on one system, so that the subcontractor, the contract manufacturer, get the visibility of the customer orders that are coming in. Secondly, they get the visibility of the inventory. So basically, you can onboard your dealer network system as well on public cloud, while your headquarters or your main company is on private cloud. Another example, let's say, for example, is from a supply chain ecosystem. You can also do a contract manufacturing, right? Let's say you have a contract manufacturer who supplies to you and other customers as well. So in that case, you want to have a control, you want to have the visibility over the contract manufacturer. You can embark that contract manufacturer on S/4HANA public cloud system, where you get that visibility of the inventory, the orders, etc. that are there, right? So these are the three different ways you can embark on a public cloud journey. And also the let's say, for example, your own company is on let's say legacy ERP, and you can also have a standalone ERP, which is an S/4HANA public cloud. So these are different ways of deployment of public cloud. Now the beauty of it is, like, in this two-tier architecture, right? We call it as a two-tier architecture. It is tightly integrated with other applications of SAP as well, right? Say, for example, you have, for your subsidiary or an affiliate, you have deployed your public cloud. But let's say for your main entity, you are running on S/4HANA private edition, and you're having a WMS system, right? So the WMS system, or the extended warehouse management system, that extended warehouse management system can also be integrated to your public cloud seamlessly, because they are out of the box integration. Or let's say, for example, you have a MES system from SAP, right? They also can be integrated with the S/4HANA public cloud, right? So it is, when I'm saying that, so the integration between various applications, let's say you have some apps built on BTP and you want to share that with the instance of public cloud. So that's also possible, because the integration is out of the box and can be seamlessly connected, and it'll be a near real-time flow of data between both the systems. So we have pre-delivered integrations just to simplify the overall implementation and reducing the overall integration cost. So the integration is also there, right? So I just wanted to onboard on the so you can onboard on the free S/4HANA cloud trial as well. So you can just scan this QR code. So, and you can request for a trial and a expert-led demo of S/4HANA public cloud. So which we can get into the deep. We can deep dive onto your business processes, show you, let's say, what happens in finance, sales, procurement, manufacturing, what are the different apps that we can use, how we can run the entire MRP or the predictive MRP that we have, how can we do the capacity leveling, all that we can have a demo. So we can scan this QR code and request for a demo as well. Right. So before I conclude, I just want to mention that Grow with SAP, it's a pure SaaS-based product. You can simplify your everyday work. You can grow your business, secure your success. It is a ready-to-run ERP. It has got embedded AI and out of the box integration, etc. So which will help you expedite your overall your entire digital transformation journey. Right. With this, I would like to conclude my presentation. I'm happy to take up any questions you may have.
Thanks, James. So again, reiterating something what Johnson has already run through in last 40 minutes. I think both the variants, both the deployment options from S4 equally relevant, S4 private as well as the public edition, which you heard about. Grow is nothing, it's a branding, but S4 public cloud is behind the scenes the product that we are positioning in the Grow. The reason why SAP is putting so much effort and all the new innovations, etc., coming at a faster pace and Grow, it's all because the customers are wanting us to position this to them, right? So customers today are wanting to be as lean on their IT teams as possible. They want to focus on their business processes. They want to exponentially grow their business. And then in the back end, what's happening to the infrastructure, what's happening to the innovation, what's happening to the upgrades, this is what they want SAP to focus on. And that's the reason the focus and the type of innovation that you see on public cloud are happening. And that was the intent, to also socialize with this small group that why SAP is very focused towards public cloud. This is what the customers of today are asking, and this is where SAP is very, very focused and committed towards. But happy to have any questions. Please feel free to unmute yourselves. But Mukesh, I'll hand it over back to you.
Thank you so much. Just like to open up for any questions that anyone might have. You can actually share your questions if you have any on the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask your question. While we wait for any questions that pop up, I have a couple of questions for James and Nitin. So we saw the native usage on the mobile and the app, smartwatch, right? So is that natively available, and how easy or difficult is it to enable that feature? Number one. Number two, you also mentioned that situation handling is something that we need to enable. So is that does it come automatically enabled, or does the customer need to enable it by changing the configuration somehow?
Yeah, so Mukesh, I think mobile start and the smartwatch, right? So there are certain configurations you can be done and start when the customer can start using it. I mean, there are predefined steps for that. They're also available on the help page, so they can just follow the steps, enable it, and they can start using it. So that's one thing. And the situation handling as well, there are so it comes predefined. There are predefined situation handlings that are available out of the box. Now, let's say, for example, you want to create something that is not there as predefined or standard. Then we'll have to see that, right? What kind of situation handling, and they can be done through extensions. But SAP offers certain standard use cases for situation handling. I can share that link as well.
Okay. So another question: how easy or difficult is it to integrate the public cloud edition with third-party applications?
Well, I would say, Mukesh, the integration would remain almost similar to what we do with a private edition or with an on-premise edition. The base concepts around integration would remain constant. If you go to api.sap.com, we have the APIs available for public cloud extensively, not just within the SAP suite of products, but also for various products line like Microsoft, Salesforce. For example, any customer and every customer is expected to download their bank statements from banks. So all of those APIs are freely available on api.sap.com. And I think this is something which is a common between an on-premise, private, public, right? You need a middleware, which is not maybe a mandate thing, but then if you want to do a compliant way of exchange of data between one system and the other, you need a middleware to be in place, whether it's SAP's middleware or, for that matter, any other middleware as well. Yeah, Mukesh, I think you're on mute.
So thanks, Nitin. I just wanted to check if anyone else on the call has any questions. So looks like we have a very audio mic shy audience today. So let's just wait for another 30 seconds, and if there are no questions, then we can end the call maybe 8 minutes early. Any closing words, Nitin, for customers on the call?
No, so I think the only thing I would want to reiterate again is that from an SAP standpoint, we are very focused towards S4. I think there is a very clear roadmap already available until 2040. But I think within S4, SAP is very committed to what the customers are looking for, and that's where the leaner ERP around cloud ERP, which is the SaaS model, which is public cloud, that comes in. So I would request everyone on the call to also leverage the 14-day start trial option, which is available, for which Johnson already showed the link, and we'll send across the necessary content as well. So please do spend some time, maybe by yourself within your teams. If you can give some time to experience this 14-day trial, I think this is something that we want you to start leveraging. What are the innovation and the capabilities that SAP is bringing on public cloud? And then anything more, anything detailed that you want to focus on, feel free to ping us, reach out to us, and then we'll be more than happy to have a detailed follow-up session for you and the entire team maybe.
Okay, so since there are no further questions, thank you so much for joining us. And thanks, Nitin and James, for